What's going on, guys? So I just got back from the Goodwill bins. Today I did not film there. It is just too fast paced. I do it once in a while to show you what it's like as you're sourcing, but today it was just fast and I just wanted to focus on my work. But I am going to show you what I picked up. It's great if you're a new reseller and you're looking to learn brands, or if you just like to see what type of things can be found at the bins. I got a great haul with a lot of solid brands that are going to resell. Some you might know, some you might not. So let's go through everything. And I know you see those coconuts over my shoulder. They're looking pretty good, right? So here's the haul. And of course, as always, I show comps of everything that I can and the most accurate as I can, so you know what it sells for and the reason why I picked it up. I don't just blindly buy things. I like to look up sell-through rates on everything. Unless I know I've sold it before, and a lot of things I have, but even that can change. And that's going to give you fast selling items, focusing on that sell-through rate. So let's take a look at these items. All right, we'll start with some of the smaller, lower dollar items. A few of them are, at least. First one is a Dooney and Burke, just like a pebbled leather two-tone little wallet. Here is an Oscar de la Renta, a vintage, kind of like credit card wallet, photo wallet, whatever you want to call it. Oscar de la Renta, older brand, decent condition. I just grabbed it because, someone might like that brand from back in the day. And again, I don't expect to get much on it. Even if I get, $15, I'll be happy. Here we just have a pair of women's cycling gloves, the cut off fingers. Here we have a vintage Champion, almost like a Shockwave hat. None have sold. There is one listed for like $30. And then here is a pair of Chacos, great brand to learn, in the sandal line. Men's, women's, children's, they make it all. And lastly, of the smaller items, this is a Nike Golf Grip Tech leather belt. It's got a nice Nike swoosh big buckle. And as you see on the screen, this has good comps. There is over 100% sell-through on the Nike Grip Tech belts. All right, let's head out of the eBay room, back outside and grab the next batch of items. All right, let's take a look at a few more items I picked up this morning. This probably will take a long time to sell, you could say. Minimal cost, not that heavy. Probably cost me about, it's a little over a pound, so I would say about $3. It's 8 boxes of photography slides, travel slides. Now, some of them could do good if you look them up. You'll see some good pricing. This one, I opened up a few of the boxes, and it looks like someone took a trip out west to like the mountains and so forth. And in this one box, you see they say Yellowstone. So from Yellowstone National Park, which is a great topic for people that want photos. And this one says bighorn sheep. This one says bison. This one says, I think this says Lamar River. And I know you really can't see it, but it's like animals drinking at the river. So it's a good travel topic. I opened up another one that was like a bunch of like pictures of like landscape, mountains, flowers, trees, etc. in the national parks. 2 Grateful Dead albums. Decent condition. A few light scratches on the albums, but they overall look good condition. And each one of these I think has comps in the $20 range. So I might just lot them up and try to get like, if they're each $20, sell it for like $35 for the 2, and I'll be happy. Albums cost 75 cents each at the bins. All right, I believe I only have 2 pieces of clothing this time. I took it very light digging through the bins for clothing. It does take a toll on your shoulders after years of doing it. So some days I just like to focus on the hard goods and kind of browse the clothing for anything I see without having to go crazy. And I got 2 items. This is brand new with tag. The brand is Free Planet. Men's skinny jeans. You see the original price on them, or at least the MSRP, $72. I wouldn't have grabbed them if they weren't new, but since they're new with tag, there's only 2 listed and 2 sold. And as you see on the screen, they went for like $30. So for about $2 to $2.50 in cost, that's a good $20 profit and they'll eventually sell. And this is always something to pick up. Soccer jerseys, rugby jerseys actually do some better. This is just a Youth Manchester United. It's a Nike polo jersey shirt. Even if for the youth ones, you know, you'll get anywhere from, and say average 15, you can even get 20 on a good one, depending on the team or if it's a player number on the back. This one I'll probably get 12 to 15 bucks. Very lightweight, probably cost me under $1. All right, now the next item I kind of paid up for. I paid $20 for this. Now my bins, they like to grab things from the back. They go through some of the bins, the workers, the managers, I should say. And they kind of created like a counter front, almost like a retail store. And other bins I know don't do that. And they like to pull things up and price them up a little bit. If they find something they think is good, they don't know too much. So the lady was like, "Hey, Poppy." Yes, she calls me Poppy, Spanish lady. She pulled me over. She goes, "Look, I got this camera stuff." She goes, "You want it?" So there was like a few lenses, some like filters, a leather bag, a bunch of stuff. So I was like, "Well, you know, camera stuff can do good. Let me look through it." So I started to comp it, and I saw a couple of the, excuse me, the lenses were really well. So, you know, I tried to get her, I said 15, 10, you know, whatever. She won't go for it. She was like 20. So I was like, oh, what the hell? I'm going to make my money on it easily. The bag alone, I could probably make my money back on, even if it takes a little while to sell. So let's check it out. So here's the bag. It's not leather. It's probably just that vinyl, but it's got that vintage grain look to it. And I don't know if it's a camera bag. It does have padding inside or what. But eventually someone will pay for that. And I'll probably list it for like $40 with a best offer and see what happens. Now let's see what's inside. So here's the contents of the bag. And what got me to make the purchase was these 3 Minolta lenses. Some lenses can do very well. Used equipment sells. If it's in good condition, you'll still get a fair, good price on it because the stuff brand new is very expensive. But there's 3 lenses, some kind of meter, a bunch of different filters, and some sort of battery. So let's take a look at comps and see what kind of money this stuff can bring me. All right, first 3 things. Even though it looks cool, it's like a vintage light meter, Weston Master 2 universal exposure meter. Nice little case for it. Looks like it only goes for like $10, $12. This is just a battery compartment for some sort of camera. The brand is Metz, M-E-T-Z. Says made in Germany on it. And it looks like it goes for around $15 just for the holder. And this is a different model number. That's like a 45-39. And this is like a 4540. This one is brand new in the box. And it has the batteries with it. So I think there was a similar comp of around $30 for that one. So even if I get 20 on that, 10 on that, 10 on that, that's 40 bucks right there when I paid 20 for everything. All right, these, the brand is Cokin, I guess, C-O-K-I-N. Says Chroma Filter SA on all of them. Then they're all different things. Like these are colored sort of square lenses. These are solid lenses, like 5 in there. Those are round. And they have like holes, different shape in the middle. That looks like some sort of magnifying kaleidoscope thing almost, because it's got like 4 lenses on it. And then these are different shades of rings. So I looked up general of these, and they all seem to be like $5, $8, maybe $10 at most. So I'll just sell it as a lot. Even if you figure $5 each, 4, 8, there's 9. That's 45 bucks. I'll put it up for like $40 best offer. And you know, even if I get only 20 bucks out of it, that covers it right there. So call that another 20 to 30. That's up to about $90 on $20 spent. All right, first lens is a kind of a more of a pancake lens, I believe they call it. It's not very long. Minolta MD Roker-X 45 millimeter 1.2, and that's an easy look up just on lenses. Type that kind of information in, and this lens looks like it has comps in the $40 to $60 range. think I'm showing one in the $50 range, which is about an average. So let's call that $40. All right, the next one is very similar. So a little bit of a larger lens. Again, it's almost the same, but except it's a 24 millimeter, 2.8 exposure. So we were at 120 and now we're at 180. And then we have the third lens, which is a little bit larger than the other two. This one is the Minolta Celtic 135 millimeter. And this one only goes for around 30 bucks. So that's putting me up close to the $200 range. And even though when the lady was like 20 bucks and you're at the bins, it feels like a lot. You're like, oh man, I don't want to spend 20 bucks on one item. But when you really break it down, it's not one item and there's money to be made. Now the next item that I found was after the rush in the hard goods. And they look like junk. They don't look like anything. And people missed out on these. Here they are. Pair of look like old, beat up, dirty shoes. The insides, look at the inside. Watch this. Look at that. Look at the amount of dust on the inside of this shoe. But you see what brand it is, right? Doc Martens. And on the inside of Doc Martens, you'll get a style number. These are the, it's not focusing. These are 1925s. And even though they're dirty, that's an easy wipe out with a damp cloth. They're scuffed. I'll hit them with some Doc Martens Wonder Bomb. It'll clean up a little bit, shine them up. But overall, they're in great condition. There's edging is all perfect. They're just scuffed. They got no laces and they're dirty. And Doc Martens are pretty easy to spot. All of the shoes, men, women's, kids, boots, shoes, have that heavy stitch around the edge. And they have this kind of like almost translucent, I guess you could say, like a see-through yellowish sole. And it always says the original Doc Martens made in England. So I'm going to clean these up and I'm going to show you. There's also some heel wear. I'll put a little glue that back. But these 1925s, according to all the other listings, they are vintage from the 90s. And it looks like by that dust, they've been sitting around since then. So I'm going to clean these up and I'm going to show you what they come out like. Here's all the scuffing on the toes. All the dust and dirt on the inside. And let's see what they come out as. And as you see on the screen, comps are up there. So these are kind of heavy. Maybe cost me, $4 or $5, but well worth it. All right, so I gave it 10 minutes of effort. I wiped out the inside. As you can see, looks good. I cut and then re-glued that leather that was peeling on the inside heel. I'll hit it with a lighter to get off the little fuzzy end. And then I hit it with some Doc Martens Wonder Bomb. Yeah, they're still scuffed. But overall, it's a good solid shoe with great bottoms. So are they perfect? No. Are they resellable? Yes. Now I don't have any black laces extra, I only have white ones. So I'll grab a pair of black ones at the dollar store, slap them on there for the pictures. Now, could I bring these to my shoe guy, have them recolored, make them look nice and pretty and perfect? Sure, maybe spend $20, $30, but it's not worth it. Someone will buy those scuffed up like that, guaranteed. I've done it before with certain boots like that, like hipsters like that. It's not a problem. And speaking of bringing it to my shoe guy, do you have a shoe guy? Do you have a guy? You should have a seamstress that you go to. You should have some sort of shoe guy. My shoe guy fixes zippers. I mean, I found sneakers, they were Nikes of some sort, at the bins that nobody wanted because they were just laying there. The toes on both shoes were like peeling back from the bottom. So I was like, that's an easy fix. Other than that, they were in perfect condition. Brought them to my guy for 10 bucks. He re-glued them, gave it a little coloring, looked perfect, and they sold for $150. So he fixes zippers real cheap. If I get a good bag, he'll fix the zipper on a jacket, a bag, whatever be the case. Shoes. So you should always have some sort of resource like that, because there's things that are going to be left behind or people donated for simple fixes that can make you money. All right, this is a beauty. Not often I find something like this. It's been a while. You tend to find it more at yard sales. But the brand is called Dualit, or Dualit, D-U-A-L-I-T. Awesome looking 2-slice chrome toaster. Great condition. They don't let us charge. At the bins, there's no outlet, so we cannot test electronics. But they have one at the counter. And the lady who was mean to me for at least 2 years is now nice to me. And if I just go up there and be like, can I please plug this in? You know, be all sweet. She does it. It came on, it heated up, good to go. Overall, for a used toaster, it's pretty clean inside. I'll give it a nice like wipe with my silver rag. I'll shine that thing up good for the pictures, and it'll be good to go. All right, and the last item is something I took a chance on because it's a very good selling brand. Obviously, it's a Tumi bag. I find many of them. But someone colored that front panel red, and they didn't paint it. I want to say they probably did it with like some sort of, you know, maybe a Sharpie or a marker. So I'm going to hope that that soaks out. So I'm going to soak that in OxyClean with the hopes of that color coming out. If not, I'll have to sell it as is. It'll hurt the value somewhat, but someone might like it. And if you're not familiar with Tumi bags or how to look them up, because there's many different styles, they have what's called a locator tag. And it's this metal plate. Most have it. Some do not, but most do. And what you want to look for is underneath that barcode, there's like a 6, sometimes 7 digit with a letter or 2 in it. You can look that up to find your bag. All right, that's my bins haul. Hopefully you saw something you'll store in your memory bank, keep an eye out for, make yourself some money. I don't know what kind of money all this totals up to, but it's definitely a profitable day, as usual, at the Goodwill bins. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.